Hello, and welcome to a journey through time. Have you ever heard of Olympia? This ancient site, nestled in the heart of Greece, is a place of immense historical significance. Olympia is not just a dot on the map, it is a symbol of human achievement and cultural heritage. For thousands of years, a magnificent spectacle took place there, under the watchful eyes of the gods. This spectacle was known as the Olympic Games, a grand event that brought together athletes from all over the Greek world. Imagine athletes, their bodies glistening with sweat and determination, preparing for the ultimate test of their abilities. They were prepared to push their limits, to strive for glory and honor, in front of cheering crowds. This was the spirit of the ancient Olympic Games, a celebration of excellence and human potential. These were not just games, they were a vital part of the social and religious fabric of ancient Greek life. The Olympic Games were deeply intertwined with daily life, influencing everything from politics to commerce. The Games were a tribute to their gods, a way to honor the divine and seek their favor. They were also a testament to human potential, showcasing the incredible feats that could be achieved through dedication and hard work. Join me on a journey as we step back in time, to an era where the echoes of glory still resonate. We will travel back to the days of ancient Greece, exploring the lives, the culture, and the enduring legacy of this remarkable civilization. Together, we will uncover the wonders of this ancient world and understand why Olympia remains a beacon of human achievement. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your mind wander back through the corridors of time. Imagine the world as it was over 2,700 years ago, a time when the landscape of human civilization was vastly different from what we know today. Picture the ancient Greek ruins, the remnants of a once thriving civilization. The year is 776 BC, a time when Greece was not a single unified nation, but a collection of independent city-states, each with its own unique culture and governance. The year is 776 BC. This was a pivotal moment in history, marking the beginning of the first recorded Olympic Games. These games were more than just a series of athletic competitions. They were a symbol of unity and peace in a time of frequent conflict. Greece was not a single nation then. Instead, it was a mosaic of city-states, each fiercely independent and often at odds with one another. These city-states, known as polis, included famous names like Athens, Sparta, and Corinth. It was a collection of city-states. Each polis had its own government, laws, and customs. They often fought with each other, engaging in wars and skirmishes over territory and power. Yet, despite their differences, they shared a common language and religious beliefs. They often fought with each other. These conflicts were a regular part of life, shaping the political landscape of ancient Greece. But every 4 years, something extraordinary happened that brought these rival city-states together. But every 4 years, something special happened. The city-states would put aside their differences and come together in the spirit of competition and camaraderie. This was the magic of the Olympic Games, a time when peace was declared, and athletes from all over Greece gathered to compete. They would put aside their differences. The Olympic Truce, known as the Ekacheria, was proclaimed, ensuring safe passage for athletes and spectators traveling to Olympia. This truce was a testament to the power of sport to unite people, even in ancient times. They came together in the spirit of competition and camaraderie. The athletes representing their respective city-states competed not just for personal glory, but for the honor of their home cities. The Games fostered a sense of shared identity and mutual respect among the Greeks. This was the magic of the Olympic Games. Held in Olympia, a sacred site dedicated to Zeus, the king of the gods, the Games were a grand spectacle that drew thousands of spectators. The main stadium was huge, capable of holding up to 45,000 spectators, all gathered to witness the feats of strength, speed, and skill. The Games were held in Olympia. This site, nestled in the western Peloponnese, was more than just a venue for athletic contests. It was a place of worship and reverence, home to magnificent temples and statues, including the colossal statue of Zeus, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was a sacred site. The athletes competed in the nude, a practice that celebrated the human form and emphasized the Greek ideal of physical perfection. This tradition also served a practical purpose, ensuring that no one could conceal weapons or cheat during the competitions. It was dedicated to Zeus, the king of the gods. The statue of Zeus, crafted by the renowned sculptor Phidias, stood as a symbol of divine power and protection over the Games. The athletes, inspired by the presence of the gods, strove to achieve excellence in their events. The main stadium was huge. It was an architectural marvel of its time, designed to accommodate the large crowds that flocked to Olympia. The roar of the crowd, the cheers and applause, created an electrifying atmosphere that spurred the athletes to perform their best. It could hold up to 45,000 spectators. Imagine the energy and excitement as the spectators watched their favorite athletes compete. The stadium was a place where social status and wealth were set aside, and everyone came together to celebrate the spirit of the games. Can you imagine the roar of the crowd, the sound of thousands of voices cheering in unison, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat? The Olympic Games were a microcosm of Greek society, reflecting its values, aspirations, and competitive spirit. The athletes were all men. They came from different city-states, each hoping to bring honor to their home. The competitions were fierce, but they were also a celebration of human potential and the pursuit of excellence. They came from different city-states. These athletes trained rigorously, dedicating their lives to their sport. They competed in events like running, wrestling, and chariot racing, showcasing their strength, speed, and skill. They competed in the nude. This was to celebrate the human form. The Greeks believed that the human body was a reflection of divine beauty, and competing in the nude was a way to honor the gods and the human spirit. This was to celebrate the human form. The athletes' bodies were seen as works of art, and their performances were a testament to their dedication and hard work. The games were a celebration of both physical and spiritual excellence. It was also to prevent cheating. Officials known as Hellenodikai were responsible for ensuring fair play. They inspected the athletes and enforced the rules, maintaining the integrity of the games. The Olympic Games were a remarkable blend of competition, culture, and tradition, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire us today. The ancient Olympic Games were more than just athletic competitions. They were a grand spectacle that brought together the best athletes from across the Greek world. These games were held in Olympia, a sanctuary site for the Greek gods, and were deeply intertwined with the religious practices of the time. They were a religious festival. The games were dedicated to Zeus, the king of the Greek gods, and included various rituals and sacrifices to honor him. Priests would offer sacrifices at the altars, and the air would be filled with the scent of burning offerings. They were a celebration of Greek culture. The Olympic Games were a showcase of the artistic and cultural achievements of the Greeks. Pottery, sculptures, and paintings often depicted scenes from the games, and traditional dances and music were performed to entertain the crowds. Winning an Olympic event was the ultimate honor. Victorious athletes were awarded olive wreaths, a symbol of peace and victory. These wreaths were made from the sacred olive tree of Zeus, and wearing one was a mark of great distinction. It brought glory to the athlete and their city-state. The triumph of an athlete was not just a personal achievement but a source of pride for their entire city-state. Celebrations would erupt, and the athlete would be hailed as a hero upon their return. Victors were treated like heroes. They were often paraded through the streets on chariots, and statues were erected in their honor. Their names would be remembered for generations, and they would be celebrated in poems and songs. They received olive wreaths and poems praising their achievements. Poets would compose verses that immortalized their victories, ensuring that their legacy would endure. The Games were also a time of peace. During the Olympic Games, a sacred truce was declared, known as the Ikacheria. This truce allowed athletes and spectators to travel safely to and from Olympia without fear of conflict. A truce, known as the Ikacheria, was declared. Messengers would travel across the Greek world to announce the truce, ensuring that all hostilities ceased for the duration of the Games. This ensured safe passage for athletes and spectators. People from all over Greece would journey to Olympia, knowing that they would be protected by the sacred truce. It allowed people from warring city-states to interact peacefully. The Games provided a rare opportunity for people from different regions to come together, fostering a sense of unity and shared identity. The Olympic Games were a powerful symbol of unity. They reminded everyone of their shared heritage and the common values that bound them together as Greeks. They reminded everyone of their shared heritage. The Games were a celebration of what it meant to be Greek, a testament to their collective achievements and a reminder of the enduring legacy of their civilization. The first recorded Olympic Games were held in 776 BC. This date marks the beginning of the ancient Olympic era. The only event was the Stadion race. It was a foot race of about 200 meters. Over time, the games grew. More events were added. These included wrestling, boxing, chariot racing, and the pentathlon. The pentathlon was a true test of skill and endurance. It consisted of 5 events: running, jumping, discus throwing, javelin throwing, and wrestling. The Olympic Games became increasingly popular. They attracted athletes and spectators from all over the Greek world. Section 5. The Sacred Truce. The Olympic Truce was a sacred tradition. It was more than just a ceasefire. It was a time for peace and diplomacy. The truce was announced 3 months before the Games. It lasted for a month after the Games. This allowed time for travel and celebrations. During the truce, all hostilities ceased. Safe passage was guaranteed for athletes, spectators, and officials. This was a remarkable feat. Remember, these city-states were often at war. The truce was respected. It was a testament to the power of the Olympic Games. They could bring peace, even for a short time. Section 6. The Rise of Champions. The ancient Olympic Games produced many legendary athletes. One of the most famous was Milo of Croton. He was a wrestler. He won 6 consecutive Olympic titles. He was renowned for his incredible strength. Another legend was Leonidas of Rhodes. He was a runner. He won 3 different foot races in 4 consecutive Olympics. These athletes became symbols of human potential. Their achievements inspired generations to come. They demonstrated the power of dedication, discipline, and hard work. Section 7. The Price of Glory. The pursuit of Olympic glory came at a price. Athletes trained rigorously for years. They faced harsh conditions and intense pressure. Injuries were common. Cheating also occurred, despite the severe penalties. Some athletes resorted to bribery. Others used performance-enhancing potions. The desire to win sometimes overshadowed the ideals of fair play. Despite these challenges, the Olympic Games continued to thrive. They remained a symbol of Greek unity and excellence. Section 8. A Legacy Reignited. The ancient Olympic Games were eventually abolished by the Roman Emperor Theodosius I in 393 AD. He saw them as a pagan festival. However, the spirit of the Games never truly died. In 1896, the Olympic Games were revived in Athens, Greece. This marked the beginning of the modern Olympic movement. The modern Olympics embrace the ideals of the ancient Games. These include peace, sportsmanship, and excellence. They bring together athletes from all over the world. They compete in a spirit of friendship and respect. Section 9. Echoes across millennia. The ancient Olympic Games were more than just a sporting event. They were a reflection of Greek society. They showcased their values, beliefs, and aspirations. The Games remind us of the power of the human spirit. They show us that we can overcome challenges and achieve great things. So what do you find most intriguing about the ancient Olympic Games? Is it the athletic prowess, the religious significance, or the message of peace? The story of the ancient Olympics is a story of human endeavor, resilience, and the enduring power of sport.